Welcome everyone, and I'd like to dedicate this song to Alan, who's a good bud of mine, and he'd mentioned he always wanted to learn this and Sailing by Rod, and I love both those songs. So I worked this one out because it's got some electric guitar and the acoustic. From watching them do this live and what I could see what sounds the best. By the way, if you play with these in the most recent live version, they do tune down a half step for Rod's voice. So you want to tune everything down a half step. But if you're playing with the recorded version, as I'm teaching, it'll be in straight standard tuning. Alright, let's get right to it. To start out with, you want to count this. This is 16th notes. So it's a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. That's a measure. So we're going to do a measure of E, measure of A, and I'll speak to those chords in a second. Then two measures of E. Then we do another measure of E back to A, and then E for two measures. And then you're into the verse, all right? So you really want to count this out. And it's 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So that E that I'm playing there is, and again, watching the lady play this live who does the acoustic version of it, she's playing what I call a big E. We've got the 6th string open, we're on the 7th of the 5th, 9th of the 4th and 3rd, and we can leave the 1st and 2nd open, alright? Nice ringy, chimey chord. Same with the A. What she's doing with the A, alright, she's letting the 5th string be open. She's on the 7th of the 4th, 6th of the 3rd, and 5 of the 2nd, and again we can leave that E open, okay, the top E. So alright, so you got your A like that, alright, and then you're back to your E. Do this rhythm together slowly for the intro. You'll do this twice through. We're just going to go through it once. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Stand that E to begin again. So that's the intro. Now that intro serves us well. It goes into the verse. So what he's doing during the verse, basically the same chords, E and A. All right. So I'm going to go with you down. Okay. So you got your 1E and a 2E and to A and back to E. Sunshine. I can't sing. So anyhow, you get the idea. So we're going to go through that a full 4 times, if you will, for 4 parts of the verse. And then what we do for a little bridge is we're going to go to an F sharp minor. And rather, you can play the full bar chord, that's fine. What I do is play a partial bar chord. I'm doing the C sharp over F sharp minor. Alright, so we got our C sharp as our root note, if you will. So we play that chord, then we go to an A, then C sharp minor, and then A again, okay? So we got this, 1, 2, 3, 4. And be brave, and in my heart you'll always stay forever young. Alright, so you get that. So they're back to the EA, and they'll do the EA with the chorus, Forever Young. So now I want to touch on the chorus. When he goes back to the singing Forever Young, you're doing basically the intro rhythm. You're doing the E for a measure, A, alright, back to E for 2 measures, and then again over E, A, and then E, and E, alright. So that's consistent throughout each chorus. There's 3 of them. Second one after the chorus, they go into a little bridge before the solo, which I'll talk about. Now the rhythm that they do underneath the solo is B for 2 measures, A, and then back to E. Then we'll go back to B for 2 measures, A for a measure, back to B for a measure, and then to E, which will hold for 4 measures. So what's a little bit different about this is how they kind of play this rhythm underneath. It's more of a 4 count, kind of laying back in the groove a little bit. So you're going to do your B for 2 measures, to an A, to an E. Now you do your B again for 2 measures, to an A, to a B, and then our E, we're going to start the 16ths again. And then you're out of the solo, and then you're back into the verse. So the outro for this is just like our little break after the chorus. We've done our E to A, and then E 2 times. Now we go, the outro will be just like the break before the solo. F sharp minor to A. Alright, 4. Alright, so you get it. I'm sorry about my singing. We'll go over the electric guitar parts, and I'll also upload my notes so you have this, and we'll get to that next. Here's the intro lick at speed. They'll go through this twice, and I'll show you how it sounds before I teach it. Alright, so for this lick, what we're going to do is take the open 4th string, hammer into the 2nd fret, okay? Then we'll go to the 4th fret, and then of the 4th string, then to the 3rd string at the 1st fret, back to 4 on the 5th string. And then there's a hammer on from 2 to 4 and a pull off back to 2 on the 4th string. And we'll do the same thing on the 5th string. And then you repeat the lick. Alright, so that's the intro lick. So let's look at the rhythm guitar. This is kind of, it reminds me a little bit of U2 because he's using chord inversions. The first chord inversion we're going to use is an E. It would be our 5th root at the 7th fret. We're going to play the bottom half of the chord. So we'll be on the 9th fret barring down, and we want to put on the 1st string at 12. And then we're going to go to an A. So if you think of the cage theory, this is like playing a C form of A. There's a root note, but again, we only need really the 4th at 11, 3rd at 9, 2nd at 10, and our 1st at 9. So we have that's pretty much the rhythm, alright? So the chord inversions that he does, and again, I've got my notes uploaded, so I'm going to just teach you the chords that he goes through. So when they go into, we've just done the E to A, the next part that we'll do will be our F sharp minor to A to C sharp minor in A. So for those inversions at this position, all right, our F sharp minor would be just at the 5th root. So there's our F sharp. We're just handily in place. All right, to our A. So all we got to do is take our small finger from that 4th string and put it to the 5th string at 12. All right. C sharp minor. So you can do that barring the 6th. It's a little bassy if you add that 6th string. So I just take it, barring again across the 9th fret. On the 5th and 4th, we'll take it at the 11th. There is our C sharp minor. Alright, and our next chord would be A again. So we know that, okay? Okay, here's a solo at speed. I'll show you the harmonized guitar part also, but this is one part of it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Some cool little nuances, and this one guitar, we'll go over the harmonized like I said, but this guitar we're going to be on the 4th string and we're going to slide back from 11 to 9. Alright, and then what we're going to do is come back to 11, and then we'll go to the 3rd string, 8, 9, back to 8, and then to the 4th string at 9. And then back to 9, 8, and then that's on the 3rd string. Then when you hit 9 on the 4th string, you're going to slide up to 11, okay? I know it's a lot of notes, but let's take it from the intro. We'll take it slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go back to 9 on that 4th string, then to the 5th string at 7 to 9, and then we'll hit 9 again and slide it to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the second half of the solo will start out just like the first. Alright, after we've hit 7 to 9 on that 5th string, we're going to take 9 and slide it up to 11, and then hit 12 on that 5th string, to 9 on the 4th string, and then slide in from 8 to 9 on the 3rd. Alright, so we have this for the second half. 1, 2, 3, 4. What we're going to do is just a little hammer. We're going to stay in this position. We're going to do a little hammer on the 4th string from 9 to 11, hit 9 on the 3rd, back to 11 on the 4th. And then he does a little pull off and a quick hit. That's on the 4th string from 11 to 9. So those last 2 licks, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's real subtle the way he ends the lick, because you're going into just a real mellow part of the song. Almost, I've seen him live do it with the Scottish type marching rhythm. Here's the second guitar that's harmonized, and it's harmonized in the fact that it's technically playing the second notes just in a different position. So let's do it at speed, and then I'll show you what we're doing. Okay, so a little different from the other solo in the fact there's some different hammer-ons, but we'll speak to that. So we're going to be on the third. We're going to slide from 6 to 4. And then we're going to go on the second string, 2, 4, 5 as frets, and then back to 4. And then 4 on the third. And then 5, 4 on the second, back to 4 on the third. Then we'll slide up to 6, back to 4 on the third string. Then we go to the fourth string, we'll go 2, 4, and then we'll hit 4 again and slide up to 6. Alright, so let's do that together slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second half of the solo will begin just like the first half. Now here we stop. We're going to hit 2 and 4 on that 4 string. Then we're going to slide 2 to 4 and then strike 6. Then we'll hit 4 on the third. And then 4 to 5 on the second. So we have this. Now what we'll do from there, the next part after he's holding that 5 for a little bit, you'll hear a hammer-on from 4 to 6 on the third, hitting 5 on the second. Back to 6 on the third. And then he does, the second guitar does a little hammer on and pull off from 4 to 6 back to 4 on that third string. So we have this. He's kind of buried in the mix, but if you listen to it under headphones, you'll hear that other guitar doing the hammer on. So that's the whole song. I really hope everyone enjoys it. It's really, the lyrics are beautiful, and there's some live versions of Rod singing with his daughter Ruby. So we have this. Now what we'll do from there, the next part after he's holding that 5 for a little bit, you'll hear a hammer-on from 4 to 6 on the third, hitting 5 on the second. Back to 6 on the third. And then he does, the second guitar does a little hammer on and pull off from 4 to 6 back to 4 on that third string. So we have this. He's kind of buried in the mix, but if you listen to it under headphones, you'll hear that other guitar doing the hammer on. So that's the whole song. I really hope everyone enjoys it. It's really, the lyrics are beautiful, and there's some live versions of Rod singing with his daughter Ruby. And I hope you really enjoy this.